Good Sunday morning and welcome to WGN TV Political Report. I'm Paul Lisnick. We begin this morning right here in Cook County. Property tax bills hitting mailboxes this week after months of delays. The bills are late this year because of the overdue and expensive upgrade to the system that generates the bills for the offices of the treasurer, the clerk, and the assessor. The Chicago Tribune reports the upgrades were overseen by the county's Bureau of Technology, carried out by Texas-based Tyler Technologies. Residents will need to pay by December 15th. And Cook County Assessor Fritz Kagi joins me this morning in our WGN studios. Nice to see you, Mr. Assessor. Thank you for coming in.
Paul. Thanks.
All right, we have the delay. I mean, these things should have been paid way back in August and out way back in June. Why?
Well, we've been impatient too. You know, we finished our work earlier this year, back in May, back when we had a different pope. We worked with this difficult contractor to go live in their system back in 2021. The thing is that our other partners in Cook County government weren't live on the system yet, and they had to get live on it this year, and they had to go through some of the same very hard work that we had to go to back in 2021.
Well,
but you know, we know how hard it is for people. They need to be able to plan. So we've been as impatient as everyone that these bills come out, and we're glad they're out now.
So Cook County Board President Toni Preckwinkle, she acknowledged the technical problems that everybody was dealing with, the glitches in the system. It's expensive. I guess two questions. One, has it been worth it? You say your office is done, so have the delays been worth it? And secondly, were there not milestones and penalties built into the contract so that Tyler pays its way in all this?
Well, first of all, you know, I'm glad that you mentioned President Preckwinkle, because she, along with other media outlets, have clarified that we are not responsible for the delayed bills this year, that we finished our work long ago. And I think if she had to do over this contract that was signed, that it would be done differently, that we wouldn't pay so much of the money up front as a county, that there would be more accountability and more responsibilities on the part of the vendor. I think we've had issues with the vendor making mistakes, not providing enough resources, and they got most of the money up front back in 2015 before they'd even delivered one thing. So I think there are lots of learnings to be made here. But you know what? Even when you have a bad situation like that, you got to roll up your sleeves for the taxpayer up there. You know, we got onto the system back in 2021. We're glad that our partners in Cook County government have also done the same this year, finally.
Well, the Cook County Treasurer, Maria Pappas, says the problems are not with the tech company. They're actually with your office. There is online, people can look at it, a property tax daily progress tracker where the county monitors things. And I did look at it. The last update I saw online was back from July. You probably see it more often than that. Is Pappas right? The problems are within the assessor's office? And what does that tracker tell you?
Well, actually, I think what she would say is she has lots of complaints with the vendor. And that this letter that was written, co-signed by me, the clerk, and President Preckwinkle, again, reiterates that we finished our work back in May, that we're not responsible for the delay. I think that property tax tracker that's published by President Preckwinkle's office showed that, you know, as of weeks ago, months ago, that there were dozens of to-do items for the treasurer's office. There weren't any for the assessor's office.
There was a report that just came out this past week from the Civic Federation, and what they noted is that the Illinois property tax cap law is not working as it was intended to because of exclusions and loopholes that have allowed for billions of dollars in taxes to, you know, be collected from maybe places they shouldn't have. What is broken here based on the Civic Federation report?
We have so many different things in our property tax system that are broken. You know, we do have a cap in our system that limits how much taxing bodies can raise their levies every year. A lot of people think that at the assessor's office we set taxes. Actually, we don't. In the city of Chicago, for example, there are $9 billion in levies, and the tax cap law determines how much different bodies of government can raise the levy every year. But that's not us. I think the biggest problem, honestly, is on appeal, big cuts being made in the values of commercial properties at the board review. We've talked about this on the show before. This year, it's about $500 million, about $500 million shifted onto homeowners just because of cuts on the value of commercial properties on appeal. That's about $700 per homeowner that's being tacked onto their bills this year. I've been fighting to stop that. There's a report from Cook County that shows these reductions have been too large in the past at the board review by 20% or more. Fortunately, there's a plan, a roadmap to reduce the size of those reductions, and we're following through on that.
Well, let's talk a little bit about how you calculate taxes, because I know that you base your assessments on market value, not on government spending and those factors. And market values in Chicago have been on the uptick. I think the reference you were making was to a new housing market tracker that was released by your office, showing home prices are on the uprise. Is that right? And why, if the economy seems not to be all that great?
Well, home values are on the rise in just about every community area in Chicago, except for 1 or 2 out of the 77 that are out there. And it's been driven by many different factors. I think one of them that a lot of your viewers will see is affordability. People want to buy homes. If you own a $70,000 or $80,000 or $90,000, if you have a $70,000 or $80,000 or $90,000 income, like you might be if you're a teacher or a mail carrier, you can't afford to live on the north side. So you're going to look elsewhere where there's where there's affordability, and generally where the more affordable homes are, that's where prices tend to be going up the most, because new home buyers are looking for whatever opportunities they can get, because people are stretched because of insurance, electricity, healthcare. So many people are under pressure right now.
Not a lot of time left. I want to ask you a couple of things. There's this kind of rivalry between you, your office, and the Cook County Board of Review. You raise it on homeowners. Sorry, you lower on homeowners. They like to lower it on commercial. Any way to resolve that?
Yes, the county has just come up with a study. They did a look at the last 3 years of commercial transactions. It's like a test. How did we do? How did the board review do on these 1,000 transactions? It showed that on average our values were right. They were right around where they needed to be, and that the board review tended to be 20% or more too low. That shifts too much burden on the homeowners, and that's just what's happened in Chicago this year. $700 per home being tacked onto people's bill because of reductions on those commercial bills. And there will be a study that the county will do of this year, and dollars to donuts, I'm going to bet that they cut the values too low.
All right, and by the way, senior assistance, you did get that through the legislature, so kudos on that.
So the senior freeze is going from $65,000 up to $79,000 eventually.
All right, finally, 2026 primary. I've got to get this in before I lose you here. The Cook County Democratic Party formally endorsing somebody else, not you. That seems to be a slap in the face to a Democratic candidate. What is your view on that?
Well, I think there's some people in the party who don't want transparency, don't want fair assessments, don't want us eliminating patronage, don't want us cutting loopholes, and would like to have the old office back where they're taking money from property tax appeals lawyers. And they're backing a candidate who the very first thing he did was undo the top ethical reform that we made in our office, not taking property tax donations from property tax appeals lawyers. What we're proud of is that the vast majority of our congressional delegation is going to be endorsing us, and we'll be releasing those later this week.
All right, I'm out of time. Will you debate them?
Yes, of course we have, and we will.
All right. Thank you very much, Cook County Assessor Fritz Keiki, for being with me. Up next on WGN-TV Political Report, the federal government is back open, but the impact isn't over yet. What happens next? Plus, the political fallout. That's in a minute.